Hey everyone, welcome back to Out of the Ordinary. If you're like me, yoga can be a fun way to stay fit and zen. But let's face it, it's also pretty hilarious sometimes. Let's get started! First up, let's talk about yoga pants. We all know that one person who wears them everywhere, not just to yoga class. Grocery shopping, running errands, or even just lounging at home. Yoga pants have officially become the world's most versatile fashion statement. We should probably start calling them social pants at this point. Downward dog, the yoga pose that's as classic as it is awkward. You know the one. You're basically folding yourself in half, trying to touch your toes while your rear end aims for the ceiling. It's supposed to be this graceful stretch, but let's be real. Most of us just end up looking like a pretzel that's been twisted a few too many times. Like, what exactly is going on with our arms and legs? Is this a pose or a dog impersonation contest? And then there's the yoga mat. Have you noticed how some mats are basically more expensive than your gym membership? Seriously, we're talking mats that could probably do your taxes or write your memoir. The mat doesn't make you a yogi, but well, it might make you feel like one. Chapter 4. Waiting to touch your toes. Forever. The age-old quest to touch your toes. It's a journey many embark on, often with high hopes and a bit of naivety. At first it feels like you'll never get there, and then you realize it's not about flexibility at all. It's about having the patience to keep trying. Each day, you inch a little closer, and with every attempt, you learn something new about your body. You start out all gung-ho, thinking you'll be touching your toes in no time. You're filled with enthusiasm, convinced that a few stretches will do the trick. But then reality sets in, and you realize you're about as flexible as a rusty pipe cleaner. The struggle is real, and it's easy to get discouraged. But when you finally do reach your toes, the sense of accomplishment is overwhelming. It's like you've just unlocked a new superpower. You feel invincible, ready to take on the world, one stretch at a time. Chapter 5. The breathing sounds. Now, let's talk about breathing. Yoga is all about deep breathing, but sometimes your deep breaths sound a lot more like Darth Vader doing lunges or a vacuum cleaner on its last leg. You've got your inhales that sound like a calming ocean breeze, and then you've got your exhales that sound like a sputtering lawnmower. It's like a symphony of bodily noises. Honestly, it's the sound of relaxation. Chapter 6. Flow like water, or like a flopping fish. Yes, the yoga term flow. Sounds beautiful, right? But when the instructor says, let's flow, and you try to glide through poses, you end up flailing like a fish out of water. How is it possible to move that gracefully while you're struggling to keep your balance? Is this flowing or... Chapter 7. Speaking of poses, some of them are just, let's call them advanced. These are the kind of poses that make you question the very fabric of human flexibility and balance. You look around and see people doing poses that seem to defy both gravity and logic. It's like watching a live-action physics experiment, where the laws of nature are being bent and twisted. Like, how do you touch your toes with your forehead while balancing on one leg? It's a feat that seems more suited for a circus act than a yoga class. You've got your crow pose, where you're basically balancing your entire body weight on your hands, looking like a human pretzel. It's a move that requires not just strength, but also a sense of humor for when you inevitably topple over. And let's not forget about the headstand, because who doesn't want to see the world upside down while balancing on their head? It's the ultimate test of balance and perspective, offering a new way to look at life, quite literally. Chapter 8. Now, we've all heard the phrase, find your center, right? It's supposed to help you stay calm and grounded, but let's be real. It's hard to find your center when you're standing on one leg like an awkward flamingo, trying to keep your arms out like you're about to take flight. At some point, center becomes more of a wishful thinking concept. Chapter 9. And then there's the plank. Oh, the plank. It's supposed to make you feel strong, like a tree. But in reality, you're more like a shaky stick that's about to snap. Chapter 10. Bonding over fart noises. Yoga class isn't just about breathing and stretching, it's also about bonding over the unintentional noises. You know the ones. Those awkward moments when someone lets one slip during a pose. It's like a rite of passage in the yoga world. We've all been there, holding a pose, muscles trembling, trying to focus on our breath. And then it happens. There's always that moment of silence, followed by a few suppressed giggles. Chapter 11. Meditation music, romantic comedy vibes. And then there's the meditation music. You sit down, close your eyes, and expect tranquility. It's supposed to be peaceful, right? A moment of calm in a hectic day, but half the time it sounds like the soundtrack of a romantic comedy. You can't help but chuckle. You know what I'm talking about. Those soft piano melodies that tug at your heartstrings, the gentle strumming of guitars that make you think of a cozy evening by the fireplace, the occasional flute solo that makes you want to skip through a field of daisies. It's almost whimsical. It's all very calming and serene, until you realize it's the same music they play during those cheesy montage scenes where the main characters fall in love. And suddenly, your meditation session turns into a hilarious mental movie. You can't help but laugh, breaking the silence with your amusement. Chapter 12. The silent inward struggle. Last but not least, the silent inward struggle. You're sitting there in meditation, trying to find your zen, but deep down inside you're like, why am I doing this? Can I get a snack yet? Is my leg supposed to feel like this? Your mind starts to wander. You think about grocery lists, unfinished work, that embarrassing thing you said to your neighbor 5 years ago. But you smile serenely, trying to convince everyone that you are one with the universe. Outro: stay flexible, my friends. So, there you have it. 12 hilarious facts about yoga that prove it's not always as serene and graceful as it seems. Until next time, stay flexible, both in your body and your sense of humor. Namaste, everyone. Please subscribe, like, and comment.